just sent a cease and desist letter. I was just sent a cease and desist letter from my ex-wife's lawyer. A cease and desist. Where do you get the balls? Do y'all know what it's like to go 2 straight years and have everybody who loves you, everybody who's got your back, including your attorney, to tell you, don't say nothing, don't defend yourself, don't clear your name, don't speak on it, we're gonna present it in court. She claims that I kicked her out of the house with my 1-year-old baby, changed all the locks at the house, and cut off the credit cards. I was in New Jersey working on a film. I shot 2 music videos in a row. Do y'all remember every Friday when we was all stuck at home in quarantine? Y'all remember me and Samantha doing date night? Y'all remember I had Tamia and Eric Benet to do that song called Spend My Life With You on Instagram? Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember the gospel singer Jonathan McReynolds, who I surprised my wife at the time with? That was her favorite gospel singer, one of. Y'all remember Brian McKnight was on there singing to me, and she surprised me with Brian because she know I idolize him? Y'all remember that shit? I literally took my love and my marriage and I wanted to create some positive vibrations because everybody was fighting, arguing, being verbally and physically abusive during quarantine. Everybody was filing for divorce. And I said, man, I want to go ahead and use my stage, my platform, and my influence to get people to decide to turn this quote-unquote unexpected negative of everybody being stuck at home in quarantine into something positive. Look at this as an opportunity to hit the reset button on your marriage, on your family, because any man or woman that's out here hustling and grinding, man, we miss our wives when we gone out there hustling and getting it. We miss all of these beautiful family moments, pickups, drop-offs, attending every event and every sporting event at the schools for the fathers that are involved like me and for the mothers. And we get caught up in the rat race of running, and then something about God shut the whole world down and allowed for us to hit the reset button. But for some of y'all who's out here cheating on your wives, having kids and shit behind their back, got 3-4 mistresses, having love child, got abortions everywhere. Y'all motherfuckers never wanted to be stuck at home with your girl because she was gonna wear your ass out. That wasn't my story. I've been given a cease and desist letter telling me to shut up. I've paid about $350,000 in legal fees for an unexpected divorce. Let me say it again. Do you know what it's like to work your ass off and make money and have to give it all away to attorneys? $350,000 had to be given to my attorney when I had the most detailed prenuptial agreement in place that says if I or you ever decide that this marriage were to end, my prenuptial agreement protects you, protects me, so that we have an understanding of who gets what, where we landing, and where it's at. And let me tell you something else. One of the terms of my prenup, one of them, and it's damn near the first paragraph. Here's a little legal language for you. If you have a contested divorce versus a non-contested divorce, what that means is no one has the legal right to talk about the realness or what they call the validity of the prenuptial agreement in all four terms. All four corners. We put our signature at the top of every page that says, you get this and I get that. And they said if you ever contest the divorce, that means if you ever want to argue about anything that's in the prenuptial agreement, you are 100% responsible for paying your legal fees because you want to argue. You want to hire an attorney and you want to argue about the validity of your prenuptial agreement. This is a legal, binding piece of paper that says that if I dislike you, if we argue, if we fight, we don't disagree, all that shit's, nobody wants to fight. But if you're going to divorce and you go to court, everything about what you get and everything about what I get has already been solidified. That's why it's called a prenuptial agreement. It says in a paragraph, if you are contesting this divorce, if you want to argue about the paperwork that we signed in the prenup, you are 100% responsible for paying your own legal fees. That's what it says. Google it. Look it up all over the internet. Google it, Google it, Google it. This woman claims that I kicked her and my 1-year-old daughter. A baby got snatched out of her crib. She packed up 50 boxes, took my daughter. I was actually working on a movie in New Jersey, which is now called Rogue Hostage. I left New Jersey on a Friday. I left the movie set about 3 hours early, and they threatened to sue me for like $400,000 because I had more work to do on the movie set and I wasn't supposed to leave. But I was like, nah, she on the phone, she claiming I'm out of here, I'm done. But I was like, you know what? This could be a woman that's yelling and screaming and she's in her feelings, because sometimes we say things that we don't mean when we're mad. I was in New Jersey with a guy named Rod Gardner, who's married to a woman named Leticia Gardner. Samantha was at home with Leticia Gardner with the kids. Rod was in New Jersey with me, training me, and I had my brother Archie out there. Rod told me, you know, bro, I've been with my wife almost 12 years and I've never been away from her for more than 4 days. So I said, yo, Rod, I'm leaving Jersey, bro. Sam on the phone talking about she out. And why were we arguing? Why were we arguing? Why were we arguing? Why did we break up? Everybody wants to know, did you cheat on her? Did you lie? Did you physically abuse her? Did you verbally abuse her? Were you a toxic, dysfunctional person? No. The only woman I kissed in 5 years was Naomi Harris in the movie Black and Blue, and I kissed her on her forehead. So I just got a cease and desist letter. But here's my question to you, Samantha. Why didn't you cease and desist from all the lies that you put in legal documents? Over 15 lies were in court documents. When you lie under oath, you are lying under penalty of perjury. You can't expect people out here to be thinking of me in a positive light. Now, I can say and do some dumb shit and mess things up for my own life, or my own career. But if somebody's going to lie on you, and they're going to create these negative, disparaging thoughts, and they're going to put them in court documents, you got people out here thinking that I would really throw my wife and my 1-year-old baby out to the streets, change all the locks, cut off the credit cards. So did I change the locks? Yes, I did. I changed the locks 4 days. 4 days after you moved out on your own. I cut off the credit card that was a joint credit card that I put about $25,000 on every month for us. You had your own money, then we had a joint credit card. You had your own credit card. We had a joint credit card. And I was like, baby, whatever you need, here's the money, go do your thing. Were you supposed to leave me? You robbed my house while I was out of town. You took your stuff. I'm not even sure how much shit you took of mine that belongs to me. Because what? I wasn't there. So now you're sending me a cease and desist letter. Rod Gardner jumped on the plane with me. And we ended up in an SUV. And we drove somewhere out in the suburbs where they live. I remember I had George Floyd's oldest sister on the phone. Remember that, Samantha? I had George Floyd's oldest sister on the phone, and I walked up to you while you were sitting at the kitchen counter, and I said, baby, I know you want to leave me because I shot 2 music videos in a row. That's why she left me. I was casting, location scouting. I did 2 music videos on behalf of black culture. I had 4 dead people in my video. George Floyd, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, and Queen Breonna Taylor. So you marry a singer and an entertainer, and then you end up divorcing me because I'm so focused and committed to my craft. I never cheated on you. I never met up with another woman for lunch or dinner or did anything behind your back. I never did anything. I never cheated on this woman. Y'all want to project toxic masculinity off onto me? What about toxic femininity? What about the fact that her mother has been divorced 4 times, and every time she would go to her mama's house, she was over there saying all this negative, toxic shit and ended up compromising my marriage? In the Bible, for all of the believers, it says, leave and cleave to your family and your husband. Her mother never wanted her to leave or cleave. So every time they would hang out, if they're having a discussion about things that's going on, whatever that might be, her mother, toxic, been divorced 4 times, and she basically brainwashed my wife, I believe, into leaving me. If she left me on her own, then I'm pulling out my human calculator as a human being, and I'm asking, what did I ever say and do that can make this woman to not only leave me, but leave me as abrasively and aggressively as she did? Heartless, narcissistic, sociopathic behavior. That's what my therapist told me this is. When you're a narcissist, there's some positive in being a narcissist, because when you are a narcissist, you believe in yourself, and you will stop at nothing to do whatever it takes to become successful. When you're a narcissist as a negative, everything is about you. Everywhere you go, everything you do, everything you say, you're always thinking about your own self-interest and whatever self-interest you have in mind. But when you're a narcissistic, selfish person, where everything is about you, everything, and you're a sociopath, when you say things and you do things and you inflict pain off onto people, you don't have the emotional bandwidth to be able to process what you're saying and what you're doing, and more importantly, how that's hurting someone's feelings. The narcissist will always see everything through their own eyes and through their lens and through their own self-benefit and self-interest. But when you're a narcissist sociopath, that is a very, very volatile combination of one person. You want to call me a narcissist because I'm an alpha, because I'm loud, because I'm aggressive about my career and how I hustle and do whatever it takes to get it? Or do I believe in myself? Yes, I might be loud, I might be outspoken, I may be an alpha, but I don't have a vile, malicious, evil bone in my body. Ask around. All I do is go above and beyond to love on, pour into people, take care of people. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll take the shirt off my back to go above and beyond, to love on people and pour into people. That's why people love me. I don't fire people because they having a bad week or they dealing with something personal at home. The amount of producers, writers, directors, editors, cinematographers, writers, music producers, songwriters, the amount of people over the years that I've went above and beyond to look out for, man, I can't even keep count. I got people to this day walking up to me to tell me stories about what I did for their life and their career, and I give all praises to the Lord Jesus Christ. But I have never been a selfish person. I've never been the type of person that wants to see everything through the lens of how I benefit. I go above and beyond and I help people. That's why people like me always end up fucked up and hurt and broken in the end. Put my hoodie back on, man. It's cold as hell.